when we open it up for everybody. He's going to open that up. There's going to be a countdown. And then there is Eric somewhere hiding here. He is also part of the Ruhr Riders, the e-cycling community from the Ruhr area. And he's going to be the man answering your questions on Swift today. So you can also throw your questions into the chat on Swift, and he's going to answer the questions there. We've got the man, the myth, and the legend, Mikey Petzold. Back there, a two-time Olympian, and now he's putting the same amount of effort, I think, into building his home and being a family dad and just having a good time and promoting the sport. And, of course, in the background, a lot of our BIKE24 riders. A couple of newbies, I think, including Mike, who's actually the first time on Swift this time around. So level 0 on a test account, literally. The man in front of him, level 53. So if you're going like, hold on, I'm a Swiftie, there's no level 53, you haven't been on Swift for too long, it's finally opened up the levels 51 to 60. So if you're like Uber over there, who stopped at 50 because he thought he reached the maximum, go back on Swift. There's another 10 levels to be reached. My name is Till. I'm an ultra cyclist as well. I'm going to be your host for tonight. And with that, we've got about 4 minutes. So I'm going to let you soak in the atmosphere for a moment, and I'll be back in a second. All right, and here's the good news with 2 minutes to go, by the way. If you're joining us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, of course, we want to know your questions for my guests here in the room today. So if you got questions for Annika Vossen in terms of ultra cycling, bike packing for women, and so on, throw them out on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. We're going to collect them and answer them in the second half of the ride here. So after about 25 minutes or something, we've got, you can ask the Ruhr Riders, the Gruppetto Hamburg, Ulrich Batom about ultra cycling and bike packing and home trainers and all those things. Throw the questions in there. We're going to answer them in the second half. And so before we get started in about a minute and a half with our Swift Live right here, just a little reminder of the BIKE24 home trainer campaign. So if you're looking for a home trainer, or if you're new to home trainers, just go to BIKE24. And then on the homepage, you see a banner for the home trainer campaign. Push the banner, and then it takes you to the landing page, and you can download a little guide on the best trainers, the different forms that are out there. There's so many different types. You don't necessarily need the highest of the highest to get started in the whole thing, or you might, like something more than the other thing. So there's a great guide on there to get you started, but also all the home trainer equipment and everything for you if you're looking for something new for the grey and rainy winter season coming up. And another reminder, 3 days to go for the BIKE24 Strava Challenge. together with Garmin. And all you got to do is 240 minutes of activity between October 21st and November 7th. So you got 3 more days. If you've done it already, just go onto the Strava Bike24 account, join the challenge, and there's amazing prizes to win, including a Tax Neo 2T and many more cool things. And with that, let's have a look. We've got 25 seconds to go. I'm going to remind you of the links of the Strava challenge and the Bike24 home trainer campaign in a little bit. But for now, let's shake out those legs. Let's have a good time together here. Chasing the Sun is the loop, 35 kilometers, 315 meters of climbing. And with that, it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good time. All right, looking at Marcel, your right leader today, yeah? So that's the man somewhere in the group there with the yellow arrow up top. That's your right leader who you want to stay with here today. And he's sweating already, so that's a great thing here about, if you look around the room, it's a mobile camera, I know you can spin it, come on. Show us the room here today. It's an amazing thing about Swift and those group rides and everything. You can, be together in the same room, but so many of you guys are out there. And that brings us to the point, if you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Marcel, I know a lot of your friends are going to join in a little bit. We've got a late join function. So if you were like, I don't want to ride today, and now you're feeling it, you can still join the ride on Strava, on Swift, not a problem at all. So simply go online. You've got 30 minutes until 7:30 tonight. And to late join the ride here and be part of the fun and the action. With that, I'm going to chat to Marcel. I'm going to do that in German and then do a quick translation in English for you guys out there. Just quickly, let's have a chat about, lass uns kurz über die Ruhrriders reden. So we're going to have a quick chat about the Ruhrriders, a huge cycling or e-cycling community from the Ruhr area. Wie ist es dazu gekommen? How did you guys get started on that?
4, 5 Jungs haben sich die Sache auf die Fahnen geschrieben, eine größere Swift-Community in den Start zu bringen. Und die Ruhrriders wurden immer größer und größer mit eigenen Events, Gruppenfahrten und so weiter. Jetzt starten wir in der Swift Racing League und fahren auch Rennen dienstags.
Yeah, so it was just a couple of friends, kicking it off for fun on there, and it just started growing and growing and growing, and now they've got their own teams out there participating in the Swift Racing League and everything. So constantly growing out there. They're more of a racing community, and they got a social ride per week that actually is finishing just about now, I reckon, and that just had 150 folks joining, all sitting in different places, but joining together in the virtual community out in the virtual world. And a lot of them are going to join us via the late join function in a second. But this man, I reckon, he's like next level madness when it comes to indoor cycling. So Swift level 53, first up. That takes a lot of time in kilometers on Swift. But he's also got a very special challenge happening in December that you guys might want to join for just a little bit for the good cause. Marcel, erzähl uns ein bisschen was über deine 1000 Kilometer Challenge im Dezember.
Ja, ich möchte im Dezember vom 2. bis 3. Dezember 1000 Kilometer am Stück fahren auf Swift für die Nevin Subotic Stiftung, für einen guten Zweck quasi.
Dauert wie lange?
Ich hoffe so zwischen 24 bis 26 Stunden.
Dann die übliche Frage, die du wahrscheinlich mittlerweile beantworten kannst, weil du sie häufig gehört hast. Was stimmt mit dir nicht?
Irgendwas ist bei den Synapsen verquert, aber eigentlich bin ich ganz in Ordnung.
Irgendwas oben falsch zusammengestöpselt. Sag uns ganz kurz noch so ein bisschen, was macht die Stiftung, also wofür ganz spezifisch fährst du?
Ganz speziell fahre ich für Trinkwasserprojekte in Ostafrika, Äthiopien, Tansania und Kenia.
So, all right, so he is going to do a 1,000 kilometer indoor ride, actually with the support of BIKE24, happening in Berlin in December. You guys can join. It's for a good cause. He's collecting money for water in Africa, in Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania. The man's been on site. He's been helping to build dwells and everything out there, so he knows what he's doing it for. And you can join him, of course. He needs the support. It's going to take him around about 24 hours. That's the goal here. So the more people join, you know, you've got the draft on Swift as well, the faster he can go for the 1,000 kilometers in December. So we'll throw out some details on that as well. But that one, level 53, serious nut job. Hey, since we're chatting to some madmen, you know, I might just as well continue with the next madman. He puts a smile on his face. Ulrich Batoms, Uber Cycling. That's how you find him online. Serious nutcase. I mean, who in his right mind rides transcontinental and then what? 3 weeks later? 4 weeks later? 4 weeks later goes like, meh, I'll just do Badlands on top of it, you know, just to shake out the legs. To give you an idea of it, transcontinental, that was what, 4,000 and something kilometers? 500. and then 4 weeks later, that's non-stop we're talking, as little sleep as possible and so on, and then Badlands after that, 4 weeks later?
Was only 760, so it was short distance.
And everybody who knows him has the same question as me. All that on Calippo, what is it with the Calippo addiction?
Well, a good nutrition strategy is about Snickers and Calippo, and in the summer, if it's hot, then Calippo is better than Snickers. So
it's as simple as that. Don't be fooled, he has a Calippo addiction, but actually your training is very focused, very analytical, you work with a trainer and so on. Why is it so important to you?
Well, I mean, I spend about 1,200 hours a year on the bike, so I just want to spend them right, no? Not time.
2,100 hours. How many hours does it? 1,200. How many hours does a year have? Did you ever figure out how many % of the year you sit on a bike?
No.
We got to look that up. Somebody's got the answer. Throw it up on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. 1,200 hours of the year. How many % of the year is that? Together in the community, we're going to find that solution. What is your favorite cycling, racing, whatsoever experience so far on the bike?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, I do the ultra long distance stuff, and you experience a lot of countries and a lot of landscapes, and this is what I actually love most about it. So I don't have any specific thing which I love the most. They're all special and all pretty interesting.
So the nice thing about him is, he's in it to win it. No doubt about it. But I know from personal experience, you can just hit him up if you got questions, if you get started on it. Like, I haven't done a race ever in my life on a bike until January, until you post about a race. Send him a message. I think same day or the next day we sat down for a coffee. He had all the answers for a rookie like me and so on. So if you're thinking about getting started on it, trying your first ultra race or something, hit him up. He's got all the answers out there, no doubt. So you're out there for days at a time. You sleep very little. You're out in the nature. You enjoy it. But you're also a Swift level 50. How does the Swifting and the whole outside is free attitude combine?
Well, actually in winter in Germany it's more easy to use Swift, and it changed my training a lot. It made it more interesting and more efficient. So it's a pretty good alternative for the winter.
All right, fair game. So, get started on it if you're not doing it yet. I can only agree. It is a fun to ride with a bunch like that, all sorts of different courses out there. Uber, thank you for being here. And with that, we're going to leave you with some more impressions and then be back with our next guest in a second. Get started on it if you're not doing it yet. I can only agree. It is a fun to ride with a bunch like that, all sorts of different courses out there. Uber, thank you for being here. And with that, we're going to leave you with some more impressions and then be back with our next guest in a second. All right, guys. So while you're sweating out there on Swift, and they're sweating in here, without a doubt, and you're hopefully enjoying the live stream here today on YouTube, Facebook, on Instagram. Again, remember to send us your question. A lot of great questions have come in for our different riders here today. For Mikey, we've got some special ones out there. We're going to answer them in the second half of the ride here. Let me remind you, for everybody out there, first of all, you can still be part of the BIKE24 Strava Challenge. It's another 3 days. It started on October 21st, but it goes until November 7th. All you got to do is 240 minutes of activity. So it doesn't even have to be on the bike, just any activity out there. If you've done it already, don't you worry. It is up in Strava, so all you got to do is join the BIKE24 community, join the competition that they're running together with Garmin, and there's amazing prizes to be won. A voucher for BIKE24, a Tax Neo 2T indoor trainer for your winter training. This is the perfect time for it. So that we actually got them in action here right now for the competition. So Strava, BIKE24, the competition, the activity together with Garmin. Another 3 days to go. Go join it. And the other thing is the BIKE24 home trainer campaign that we're running at the moment. So if you're in the hunt for a new home trainer, or you want to get started on Swift riding or home trainer riding, no matter if you want to be on Swift, any other platform, whatever you want to do out there, just to have a more fun, more enjoyable, more efficient winter training, all you got to do is go to BIKE24 on the website, click the banner for the home trainer campaign. It takes you to the home trainers, but also gives you an opportunity to download our guide to give you an idea of all the different kinds of home trainers. If you look at the footage in a second, when we go around, you see there's different versions out there. There's complete trainer bikes. There's something you put your bike onto. There's rollers that you have out there. We don't have them here today, but that's where you're freestanding. So just go to BIKE24, click on the home trainer banner, and check out the winter campaign for the home trainers, including the amazing guide to get you started on the home trainers. And with that, let's hobble over to Mike Petzold, our two-time Olympian, who's on his very first ever Swift ride today. So let's have a chat. All right, so we're going to do this one in German again. I'm going to translate for you afterwards. Mike, dein allererster Swift-Ride. Man kann es gar nicht anders zusammenfassen. Es liegt am Alter, oder?
Es liegt am Alter, ja. Also ich sag mal so, in meiner Profilaufbahn, da gab es Swift noch nicht. Und ich sag mal, nach meiner Profikarriere war ich dann auch nicht so erpicht drauf, erstmal Rolle zu fahren. Natürlich habe ich den Trend mitverfolgt. Ich fand das gerade in Zeiten von Corona schon absoluter Wahnsinn, was sich da entwickelt hat. Und denke auch, dass das eine unheimliche Dynamik hat, das Ganze. Also jetzt kommen wieder die kurzen Wintermonate, nicht Wintermonate, Wintertage. Ne? Und ich denke, da wird sich bei Swift wieder viel bewegen.
So it's his very first ever Swift ride, basically, because when he ended his career, that's when Swift started taking off. And in all honesty, after all the focused training to be a two-time Olympian and so on, he wasn't too keen on hopping straight back on the trainer. There were other things to be done, like building a house and starting a family. But he's always followed the trend with great interest in things. You know, he's excited to see how the movement has developed, especially now for the coming winter months. So, du hast vielleicht jetzt noch nicht so die große Swift-Erfahrung und sowas, aber ganz, ganz viel auf dem Rad erlebt. Sowohl einfach nur auf dem Rad als natürlich auch im Triathlon. Was sind so deine schönsten, gibt es so schönste Radmomente, an die du dich erinnerst?
Ja, ganz, ganz klar. Also ich sag mal, wir haben ja auf der ganzen Welt trainiert und es gab immer wieder Radausfahrten. Südafrika damals, Stellenbosch, wo wir dann wirklich, was landschaftlich anging, war das so beeindruckend. Man hat einfach nur auf dem Rad gesessen und die ganze Zeit nur aufs Meer dann ungestarrt, wenn Richtung Kapstadt runter gerade ist und hat gesagt, Wahnsinn, ich darf hier trainieren. Ja, und dann fährt man irgendwo in die Berge rein, dann sitzen da die Affen, also jetzt wirklich die Affen auf der Straße. Und es sind so Momente. Oder eben Pyrenäen, wenn man sich dann irgendwo die Pässe hochjagt, am Ende noch einen kleinen Endspurt macht und oben völlig erschöpft angekommen ist. Und ja, viele, viele schöne Momente. Also Radfahren hat mir immer viel, viel Freude bereitet. Und ich könnte jetzt unendlich viel hier aufzählen, da ist die Stunde vorbei, Till. Also übersetzt bitte.
Ja, ich bin gerade völlig nervös, ich muss da gleich anhängen. He was just talking about his favorite bike moments out there, and he was talking about, you know, training in South Africa, when you're training outside Cape Town and Stellenbosch, and you're riding along the mountains on the one side, the ocean views to the other side. In the backdrop, you got Table Mountain, you got literally the monkeys sitting on the road as you're rolling by, but then also the mountains, the Pyrenees, and so on in Europe. Absolutely amazing. But my real question is, meine Frage ist, ich dachte, das ist Profisport. Wie hast du Zeit gehabt, rumzugucken? Ich dachte, ihr guckt immer nur auf den Powermeter vor euch.
Naja, also mit dem Powermeter, ja, das ist so eine Sache. Bei uns in der Gruppe hatte nicht jeder einen Powermeter. Wir haben tatsächlich zu der damaligen Zeit noch auch sehr viel nach Gefühl trainiert, nach Puls. Ich muss sagen, ich bereue es nicht. Ich hatte dann auch einen Powermeter die letzten Jahre. Ich würde sagen, also wenn man nicht entsprechend die Trainingstools hat oder den Trainer, der das auch richtig analysiert, dann ist das ein besserer, wie sagt man, Radcomputer. Also das muss einen hergehen, ne, dass man dann auch wirklich das Ganze analysiert und auch berücksichtigt beim Training. Aber hast du gesehen, für meine Erfolge, es hat gereicht.
Das bringt mich. I was asking him, like, how did he have even time to look around? That's professional sports and everything. I thought the view or the look is always straight on the power meter head, and he was like, in our times, not even everybody had a power meter, you know. But you know, you were riding by feel, but it was still good enough for his success. So it worked quite well. Nur noch ganz kurz zum Abschluss. Ich meine, wir sind ja hier alle nur unter uns und sowas. Jetzt mal ganz ehrlich, Frodo, Ungerman, du, wer hatte am meisten Talent und wer musste am härtesten arbeiten?
Also hast du das Buch gelesen vom Jan Frodeno? Da hat er mal so kurz gesagt, er war vielleicht der Talentierteste aus der Gruppe. Also er hat mich gemeint. Ich denke mal, gearbeitet haben wir alle viel. Also ich sag mal, ohne Fleiß kein Preis. Ja, ich war vielleicht eher der mit, sag mal, bisschen weniger Umfang, ne, weil ich sehr gutes Körpergefühl habe. Manchmal auch zu schnell zufrieden, war ich aber trotzdem schon immer vorne mit dabei. Eine schöne Episode. Einmal, da waren wir dann in den österreichischen Alpen im Trainingslager und ich hatte eine 150 auf dem Rad stehen. Da hat der Jan Frodeno gesagt, Mensch Mike, ich komme mit, ich habe auch Bock drauf. Waren halt 3 Pässe drin in der ganzen Tour. Ja, und ich wusste, dass er in den Bergen eigentlich nicht so der Spezialist ist, groß gewachsen. Ne? Und naja, wir so reingefahren, schön gedrückt, ne, so gleichmäßig gefahren und ich schon gemerkt, Mensch, irgendwie wird er unrund. Ne, das war so, wann war es gewesen? 2009 war das, ja, 2009. Naja, und dann hat er auf einmal nur noch geschrien, Scheiße! Weißt du, ich bin vorbei, Frodo, teilst dir schön ein, der Berg, der ist noch lang. Ja, das sind so Episoden. Nee, aber ansonsten, wir haben uns schon oft genug gebettelt und ich sag mal, das hat auch Spaß gemacht. Also es ist wirklich eine unvergessliche Zeit.
So I did ask him out of Jan Frodeno, who is an Olympic champion, a 3-time Ironman world champion, among many other things. Daniel Unger, who is a triathlon world champion, and him, who were all racing together. Who had the most talent and who had to work the hardest for it? And let me put it this way, we just leave it at Mike had the most talent. All right. And then there was a little war story, but that was better in German than in English. Mike, thank you. Enjoy your very first ever Swift ride. Guys, looking at the watch, we've got a little bit to go. Let's see here. We're about 11 kilometers in. We've got 24 to go, which means 19 kilometers of shaking out those legs. And then it's race time for the final 5, whoever wants to join the racing action afterwards. All right, 12 kilometers done, 23 to go, which means 18 until the social part for those who want to race is over. And we're going to open it up for the race on Zwift, which also means you now got 4 minutes left. If you still want to join us here today with a late join function, you can still do so. Join the Zwift ride, join our community, everybody who's cycling out there, but also in here. And another one cycling in here, we've got a lot of questions coming in for her as well, which we're going to answer in the second half of the ride here today, is Annika Vossen, who is a bikepacker, ultra cyclist, fairly new to the sport, also a sports model, and is going to have a little bit of a look on the getting started in it and the women's side of the whole bikepacking and ultra cycling and everything. And just to give you, just start it off nicely, we're going to start with what has been your best and most memorable experience on a bike so far?
Ooh, that's a tough one, but I guess it was my first 200k day. It was on a bikepacking trip, and I was exhausted from kilometer 50 on, probably, but it felt good to actually complete 200.
And to put it into perspective, rumor has it that you had only ridden more than 100 kilometers once beforehand in your life, and that was without luggage.
Yeah, exactly. And on a road bike. So the 200 on a gravel with all my bikepacking stuff on it was quite tough.
What moments do you remember from that day?
I lost my merino shirt, and my lovely bikepacking partner went back on the bike to look for it, so I didn't have to go some extra kilometers. I lost my phone in the dark. I think I didn't cry, so that's a good thing.
No, but rumor has it you almost fell asleep on a trash can towards the end of the ride.
Yeah. I was tired. It got late. I think I arrived at 2 a.m. in the night. So it was a long day on the bike.
So for everybody out there who's like kind of wants to get started on bikepacking, try it out. It's a phenomenon that's growing and growing lately out there. Do you have any words for them, like just dare doing it, don't be afraid of it, or be afraid of it? I mean, you know better.
No, don't be afraid. No reason at all. I mean, there is nothing different just because you're a woman. It's the same for men. Go out, do your thing, do whatever is fun, make long rides, do short rides, go bikepacking or don't, sleep in a hotel or in your sleeping bag. No one forces you, so just do whatever you want to.
So obviously that's the outdoor side and everything. Not everybody lives in a cycling paradise that's fairly warm in winter like you do down in Spain. So, you know, and even there you spend some time on the home trainer and everything. What makes the appeal of the home trainer for you?
It's really time efficient. You literally just jump on your bike. You don't have to wear a cycling kit. I mean, a bib short is great, but you don't have to prepare a lot. So just jump on the bike. You're still at home. You can go to your kitchen if you're hungry or whatever. So it's really convenient. But riding outdoors is for me still the best.
So if people have questions, women cycling, or beginners about getting started into ultra cycling or bikepacking, or even just in general about ultra cycling and bikepacking, can people ask you? And if so, where?
Of course. You can send me a message on Instagram. I guess that's the best platform for it. My name is Annika Vossen. You can find me quite easily, I guess. Send me a message. I will try to answer it as quickly as possible. And yeah.
All right, perfect. There you go. There's going to be so many messages coming in for her and for Uber. I'm just I'm getting them busy in the next couple of days here. All right, let's have a look at the update here. 28 minutes into the ride, 29 minutes into the ride, and the sweat is clearly breaking in the faces of the folks here. How are my rookies doing back there? Yay! Mikey's still smiling, so that's a good sign. There we go. He's not even sweating. It's ridiculous. What? Did you? He probably put his body weight to 10 kilos or something like that. Yeah, here we go. That's how it's done. All right, let's have a look. 14.7 kilometers. We're getting close to the halfway point at which the social part for those who want to race ends. Remember, 5 kilometers before the finish, so after 30 kilometers, Marcel, our right leader in the middle over here, he is going to open up the right. He's going to take the fences out of the right. And then for those who want to have fun, I know Mikey's racing. I know Uber's racing. Marcel's racing with his way too big legs, by the way. Good Lord, they scare me. They're powerful. So join them racing when it's 5 kilometers to go. I'm going to count you in. We still got a little bit to go. We've got great folks to talk about. And soon we're going to answer your questions. Keep them coming in on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. And again, a little reminder, check out the BIKE24 Home Trainer campaign on the BIKE24 website. Go on the Home Trainer banner, click it. It's got an amazing guide on the different styles of home trainers. Gives you an idea if you're in the hunt for a new one, want to upgrade a little bit or get started on it, what the perfect model is for you. We'll be back in a second. All right, they're riding, they're sweating, you know, they're chasing the sun. That's the loop here today. Once again, welcome to everybody who's joining us, all the late joiners as well. And we talked to a lot of great guests here before today. But, you know, we want to talk a little bit about why this is happening today. So you might know BIKE24 as a shop where you can buy bikes and accessoires and clothes and trainers and everything. But it was really founded by folks who are deeply, deeply passionate about cycling and growing the community of cycling and getting people into cycling and so on. And with this is a little bit the kickoff here today to start growing the community more and more and get the social aspect in there more and more. There's now going to be regular Swift rides. It's probably not always going to be the same setup, but you can always join us on Swift for the rides. We're going to publish them, and then we're going to kick it off with the stores in Berlin and the service point here in Dresden with more community rides and everything. So if you want to have information on that, there's Instagram accounts now for BIKE24 Berlin and BIKE24 Dresden as well, so you get the latest news and updates there. But it's more than just the Swift rides. It's about cycling in general. So there's going to be activities with partners, with bike brands about certain topics, about bikepacking bags, how to get started on bikepacking, or like community, or like events with partners like Garmin, like this one, to get you closer to indoor cycling and introduce the products and find a community for you guys and engage you and help you stay motivated and try new things in cycling and really make the best of the material that you might have already, that might be in your possession, the bike that you're riding already, and just open this world of cycling more and more to all of you out there. So follow BIKE24 on the different accounts, follow BIKE24 Berlin if you're local there, and BIKE24 Dresden on Instagram as well for the latest activities that are happening out there, group rides and activities with partners and specialty topics around cycling. And here we go. If you're out there right now, if you're watching the live stream on Swift, that is the cool thing about Swift and the community. Nobody says you got to just ride on the road, right? You've got the gravel out there. You've got all kinds of different worlds like the gravel they're riding right now. So it's really for everybody. You can go climbing. There's folks who've done Swift Everestings like Marcel over there. I know for sure he's done one, you know. He actually, he's very supportive. If you need somebody to join you for your Swift Everesting, that's the man. He joined me for mine and motivated me a lot. There's features in there where you can test mountain bike functions and like real life steering and so on in Swift. So much happening out there. Amazing landscapes from mountains through Hawaii style flair to gravel out there, which actually you'll see when you ride it. It slows you down. It's super realistic. So another great reason to join the community out there. But speaking about the community, we've got some questions for our riders from you guys out there, and we're going to ask with start with a question from Stefan for Uber, because that is really the all-defining question of the day here. Uber, how many Calippos are too many Calippos?
I don't get the question.
Me neither. There is no correct answer to that because there is no such thing, right?
It's not even 42 or something. No, it isn't.
Here we go. There's your answer. There isn't such a thing as too many Calippos. Completely ridiculous. We haven't even talked to the man yet, Toby. We're going to do that in a little bit. But we actually got a question for you. And that is, how can people join you and the Gruppetto? Is it like a process that they have to apply? Can everybody join? What's the story?
I was afraid that you asked me how many Calippos I've eaten today. But to join Gruppetto, you can join from everywhere. We have a Swift club. You can join us via Instagram and the Strava club and join our rides in Hamburg. Or you can join our travels to Mallorca or to the Harz.
But who can join? Do you have to be cool to join?
No.
Do you have to be a great cyclist to join?
No, you can be a beginner. We will show you how to ride, how to behave in a group, or even how to behave to come into a group.
It is an art form, actually. True story. To ride in a group, it's very different. You know, it's like, and you need to learn to feel comfortable riding in a group. But since I got you here anyways, let's quickly do that. How did Gruppetto start and why?
Well, I was looking for a group in Hamburg and I didn't find one. So I called up my buddies. I said, hey, I trained a lot on Swift and then I feel ready now to join you on the streets. So yeah, we started with 4 people and now we're many more.
And when we chatted earlier, you said, you know, it's like the only like truly super inclusive club sort of kind of that you know of, or at least at the time when you started, and that's why you started. So it's literally everybody's welcome, right?
Yes, everybody's welcome who kind of feels the same spirit, and we had some thoughts about it, our how we want to behave in a group or in cycling. So we stay together, we reach together the line as one, and we help each other.
You see, he summarized it really good earlier when we chatted. At the Gruppetto, you share your food on a ride. That's what it's about, and that's what Gruppetto stands for.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, enjoying the Swifting. We've got 8.2 kilometers to go, which means you got 3.2 kilometers until we're kicking off the race. For those who want to race here, the final 5K, you can ride him social, or you can race him, you know, flush those legs, get that lactate in. It's good fun, even if you're a newbie on Swift. So enjoy those last 3 kilometers before we're hitting it hard. All right, so I'm down here now with Mike, just getting ready soon for the race here. As you can see, he joined the ride a little late, so he's got way to go at this point here. But all right, so it's still a moment until we're racing here. But we want to know, how many watts can Mike Petzold still push? Let's have a look. For how long? Come on. Come on, because that's the great thing about Swift Oil. You can punish yourself on the screen. You can see the watts up here. Come on, drop a watt bomb. Come on, I want to see the 8. Come on, Mikey. Come on. 799. Come on, Mikey. So close and yet so far. 799 watts. Man. But Mike, I share the same sad story as you. You had 799 watts instead of 800. My top speed on a bike is 99.9 kilometers an hour and not the 100. I feel your pain right now. But the good news is this was just the warm-up for Mike. We're going to try again in a second, because now the legs are warm. And then in a moment, when he recovered, when he's breathing again, we're going for the 800. I mean, who doesn't know him, right? Everybody has a styler in their group. So, from the Gruppetto Hamburg, I mean, gold on the white shoes, right? Somewhere out there, a zebra or something died for this jersey. So, does style make you faster? I need to ask.
I asked Toby and he told me, yeah, if you want to join Gruppetto,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a nice guy, but you have to look good. So I gave everything today.
Yeah. It's the good old motto, if you're not good at something, at least look good at it, right? What's the best thing of being a member of Gruppetto?
To be honest, I'm cycling in Hamburg like for 15 years now, and there was not a club or some private person or company who was able to initiate like a group like that. So there are, I don't know, 250 people in a WhatsApp group, and you have like normal rides, social rides, drop rides. I like the drop rides, even when there are really fast guys in. So and in Hamburg we have not a lot of mountains, but some. So it's not easy for me. I look good, but I'm not so fast, you know.
Well, there you have it. There you go. You got to look good. Very clearly. Looking at what's happening on Swift here right now, you know, you might have caught onto it by now. There is a little bit of a stretch in the group. That is because in the room here, we had a slight hiccup with the wireless, which means a couple of folks jumped onto the ride a little late. Mike Petzold didn't pluck his bike in, so he's super late. He's only 7K in. The official distance right now is about 19 kilometers. You see there's still a little bit of gravel going on, slight downhill now that you're expecting. A little more gravel climbing, but then soon The gravel climbing is over. The slow riding is over. It's going to go into a speedy descent on Chase the Sun, and then it's tar all the way home. So the final stretch, the final roughly 16 kilometers, I got fooled there as well. I thought you were further into the ride. The final 16 kilometers are going to be flying on the way. So we actually got 11 kilometers to shake out those legs until we're opening up the ride for a race once we hit the 30-kilometer mark. So stay tuned. So, Annika, we got a question from Sabina out there. Sabina, this one is going out to you. And that is a piece of equipment that you never want to miss on a bikepacking trip.
Disinfection spray.
Disinfectant spray. Interesting choice. Why?
Because when I go bikepacking, I can't wash my bibs every day. So a disinfection spray is my go-to.
Rank. All right. So, gotta ask, what is the most unnecessary piece of equipment you've taken on a bikepacking trip so far?
Probably. No, a toothbrush is important for me. I guess something like an extra shirt or an extra pants because you just don't need it. You can sleep naked and you ride in your bib shorts, so just no need for that.
I think Uber has an opinion on what's the most unnecessary piece of equipment that people bring on a bikepacking trip. What is it?
I don't know. You can bring your electric smart toothbrush with you.
I heard a rumor about a person who tried to bring an electronic, USB, chargeable, smart toothbrush, which is about the size of a frame bag. That is true. That might be unnecessary to take on a trip, but who knows, right?
Maybe you can use the engine of the toothbrush for, like, powering your bike.
You know, turn your bike into an e-bike. Who knows? I'm sure there's a method to the madness. We will not disclose who tried to do this. Es sind nochmal Fragen reingekommen zu den, I'm going to translate into English in a second. Es sind nochmal Fragen reingekommen zu den 1000, das ist 1000 Kilometer auf der Stelle Fahrradfahren. Punkt 1, hast du noch Gefühle im Hintern?
Nein.
Nein. Damit haben wir das beantwortet. I was wondering if with 1000, that's a 1000 kilometers, that is a little over 600 miles that this madman is going to ride here in December for the good cause with the support of BIKE24 and the Ruhr riders who are going to support you as well. Spread the word out there. In December in Berlin, I believe it's happening. So my first question for him was like, do you still have feeling in your butt? And the very short and clear answer is a no. So he's done 500 kilometers before. Hat schon mal 500 Kilometer vorher gemacht. Hast du wirklich eine Idee, auf was du dich da eingelassen hast mit den 1000?
Nee, ich bin nur optimistisch, dass sich das einfach verdoppeln lässt.
1000 Kilometer. 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 1000 Yeah, there you go. That's the spirit. I asked him if he had any idea what he's actually into here. You know, if he really knows after 500 what 1,000 means, and he was like, he has absolutely no idea whatsoever, but he's kind of hoping that it's just doubling the feeling of the 500, and then it's going to be all good. Sag mir mal, wann genau findet der Ride statt? When exactly does the ride happen?
2. und 3. Dezember.
2. und 3. Dezember, December 2nd and 3rd. He's starting at 5 p.m. in the evening. Er startet abends um 5. Jeder ist eingeladen mitzumachen. Everybody's welcome to join him. And especially if you got friends or if you're joining in from overseas or, you know, cycling clubs or triathlon clubs or cycling mad people from overseas, Asia, the US, Australia, New Zealand, wherever in the world, Japan, which is part of Asia, by the way, you know, not to be a smart ass here. Join him, because he needs support in those night hours. You know, it's great to have folks out there to chat with, but also to draft off a little bit, because the goal, be honest, you want to beat the 24 hours for 1,000 kilometers on Zwift.
Ja.
The answer is yeah. I'm not sure how good of a conversationist he's going to be in the 1,000 kilometers, looking at his one-word answers here, but it's for a good cause. He is riding to raise money for clean water in Africa, a cause that he's visited himself. He helped build the wells out there, so he knows what he's talking about, what he's raising the money for clean water in Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania. On December 2nd and 3rd, you're going to find the info about it on the Ruhr Riders, most likely on BIKE24, the Instagram for Berlin as well, because that's where the show is going to go down. Go join it, go do something good with Marcel from the Ruhr Riders. Here we go again. The man in green and yellow, Mike Petzold. I mean, come on, there's got to be a little bit of an Olympian left in you. 799 watts in his last attempt. He's going to do the 800. Watch this number. Go, Mikey, come on. Come on. Rip the bike apart. Come on, come on. Yo! Come on. 970 watts. Oh, man. Okay, truth be told, while you were offline, I called him a sucker. You just got to motivate him with the right things. Yeah. 1,000? You got 1,000 in you? Hold on. In 3 minutes, we're going to be back. And I've basically what I want to say to you, Mike, is, Mike, can you ride a little faster? I can't see if you're riding forward or backwards. All right. Oh, we'll be back for the 1,000 watts with Mike Petzold in just a second. And with that, a little update from Zwift and your ride out there. If you're joining us, and for everybody who's just joining on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you can still throw in your question for our riders here, but not much longer, because we've got just under 10 kilometers to go, which means in 5 kilometers, once we hit that 30-kilometer mark, your group leader is the gentleman with that yellow arrow up top, shining bright. That's your race leader. That's the official distance. So just under 5 kilometers to go until we're opening up the fences, and that group effect is going to go, and you got 5 kilometers of racing. So Mike is warmed up. He's close to 1,000. Before the official race, he's going to break the 1,000 watts. Get ready for your race. And for everybody who's not racing, just enjoy the group ride. All right, if you're with the group leader on Swift, you can see it's getting serious now. We've left nature. We've left the gravel roads, the lush trees and everything out there, and we've moved on into Tokyo style. You see the fluorescent lights and the big city life happening around you. And with that, it's about 3 kilometers left until we open up the fences for everybody who wants to race for the final 5 kilometers. The loop today, 35 kilometers, so just about 8 kilometers left. And it is madness in here at the BIKE24 service point in Dresden with the watt bombs flying left and right. So Mike Petzold set the trend when he miserably failed the 800 watts at 799. But he had redemption at 970. He inspired the folks around him. I saw watt bombs flying over there. Was war das Maximum? What was the max? 760 watts over there. Wie viel hattest du? 950. This young man here right now is challenging the 2-time Olympian. Let's see who's going to break the 1,000 watts. You see, this is part of the fun here on Swift as well that you can have. You can have group rides, you can challenge each other, you can do cool things like Swift Everesting and so on. The Swift Racing League is out there for you as well. Join the BIKE24 community for all the fun out there. And Mike, enough talking. I gave you so much of a rest. I want to see 1,000 popping up on the screen. Are you ready? 3, 2, go, Mikey! Come on. Shifting, okay. Come on, come on, come on! Push it, had go, 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 yeah! Woohoo! 1,004 watts for Mike Petzold in here in the room. Damn, you just gotta keep challenging him. Like, shall we say 1,200? Okay, all right. Next time. Remember, it's his very first ever Swift ride. So now the big question is the competition gonna pick up on the challenge? 950 was his number. Is he gonna go for the 1,000? Maybe in a few minutes. All right, so not long to go now. We're just moments away from opening up the race. Just over 6 kilometers to go in that range, and then we're good to go. Ooh, you see, there's another challenger behind. They're getting ready. It's a big jump from 760 to 1,000 though. So I'll be back in a second and get you ready. Enjoy the group ride. Enjoy the race that is coming up. Make sure you keep those legs loose. We're going to count you in just a second. Egal wen, ich spreche mit keinem, ich mache nur. Okay. All right, guys, it is getting serious. I mean, it's getting serious around my shoulder, over my shoulder. Uber has secretly been trying to push those 1,000 watts, 1,004 that Mikey had and try to beat him. So we're going to see that action happening in a moment. But we got 300 meters until Marcelo's going to open up the race here for everybody who wants to race. Get those legs going. Make sure 200 meters to go. All right, loosen up. Push the pedal 100. Slowly time to shift up. Get the gears, and then it's a 5 kilometer all-out race. And we are almost there. Let's go! So, here we go. It is a race. They're on the way. Now it's the sprint to the finish line with about 5 kilometers to go. Let's make them sweat out there. Marcel has opened up the ride here. And of course, for everybody who wants to stay casual. And somebody who's just spinning easy behind me right now is Uba. Uba, are you feeling ready to break those 1004 watts that Mikey had?
At least I can try.
At least he's going to try. Are you ready to try now?
Oh, okay.
All right, everybody. While the rest out there is racing, let's count them in. Let's get Uber ready. Shift up those gears. Break the 1,000. Mikey, watch this carefully. Watch this space. 3, 2, 1. Go push it, Uber. Come on. Break those 1,000. Go for the Calippo. Push. Come on. Put the pedal down. I think you might have clipped out there or something. A little bit over the 900 watts. Let's face it, there was no Calippo.
No Calippo, no 1,000 watts.
No Calippo, no 1,000 watts. That is the golden rule. Everybody enjoy the racing part out there. Enjoy the action. I'm going to leave you with the atmosphere a little bit. Enjoy the music, and let's push those final kilometers. All right, we've got a community question for Toby from Gruppetto. So the community out there wants to know, and that's something I want to know. Rumor has it secretly, deep down in the dark corners of the Gruppetto headquarters, you've been thinking about an Everesting event. When we say event, is it like inviting a lot of people for an Everesting, or what are you thinking?
Yes, absolutely. So Everesting by yourself, I don't know, how does it feel?
Incredibly boring.
And, so that's what I think too. So yeah, my thoughts and the thoughts of our captains is that we try to do an event with many people Everesting, like here, in one room, in teams or by single, in doubles, however, but have an Everesting with many people, and so we can push ourselves and the others, like we pushed Uber.
All right, you know, when I hear things like that, I'm already hearing things like a BIKE24 powered attempt to break the world's biggest group Swift Everesting ride. That's what I see happening here with the Gruppetto and BIKE24. Let's see. But the main question is, no matter what it's going to turn into, where will you keep us up to date? Instagram, where will we find information if we follow it?
Everything you can follow is on Instagram. There we publish or post every news we have. You can find a link to the shop. You can find links to other things we've done. And most important, if you want to take part in Hamburg or around Hamburg, then just join the Strava Club. There we post the events and you can join.
From one cool event to another, a lot of things happening. Let's check how the Smash Fest out there is going. Enjoy the pictures from in the room here. I'll be back in a second.
die Beine an.
All right, so we have the first riders across the finish line, which is the first time tonight that we want to say thank you to everybody for joining us here at the BIKE24 Swift live ride from the BIKE24 service point here in Dresden, the headquarters. You know, Dresden is the home. There's more watt bombs happening back there. The Gruppetto is trying right now 900, but we also had the first lady just trying here. And it was 820 watts, and I believe, Mikey, you saw it. It wasn't full effort, right? There's a 900 watts left in there, I think. I feel like there's 900 watts in there somewhere. Are you ready yet, or it's gonna be a second? All right, she's gonna get a second. We might try the 900, but hey, it's been an amazing hour and 15 minutes with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for everybody on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram to your questions. But of course, before we switch off, we want to hear a little bit from our protagonists here in Dresden how the day was. Mikey, just a quick summary in German. We're gonna translate afterwards. Wie war dein erstes Swift-Erlebnis?
Ja, also ich muss sagen, eine sehr, sehr schöne Erfahrung. Definitiv auch sehr amüsant hier das Ganze. Man sieht ja, hier wird jetzt wieder attackiert. Und ich sag mal, wenn man dann auch hier auf der Strecke unterwegs ist in so einem Peloton, irgendwie macht das schon richtig Spaß. Ja.
Yeah, a lot of fun here. Literally, while I'm talking to people, everybody now is trying out. The ride is over. Everybody's trying to beat Mike Petzold's 1,004 watts. It's a hell lot of fun here in Dresden at the BIKE24 service point. We're having a great time here, and that's why you should join those rides. There will be more. We'll be back with regular rides and everything. A little reminder, we're going to kick it off in Berlin and Dresden, so follow Instagram BIKE24 Berlin or BIKE24 Dresden for the latest updates. Not just Swift indoor rides and so on. There's going to be specialty topics around cycling, road bikes, bikepacking, gravel cycling, and so on. Great community events, partner events, and so on. So a lot of cool things. Stay tuned for that. And let me remind you one more time, we got 3 days left in the BIKE24 and Garmin Winter Strava Cycling Challenge, which started on October 21st. It's still running until November 11th. And all you need is 240 minutes of activity that you upload to Strava to win super cool prizes, including a shopping voucher at BIKE24, a Garmin Neo 2T indoor trainer, one of the amazing models we're riding here today at our Swift community ride. So very simple to join. It doesn't have to be cycling, just some kind of activity. And a final reminder of the BIKE24 indoor trainer or home trainer winter campaign. Go to BIKE24, click the home trainer banner. There is an amazing guide that guides you to the perfect home trainer for you, no matter if you're an experienced rider or a rookie in terms of home trainers. All the information there. And with that, enjoy the final pictures. Thanks for being part of a great show here, of a great Swift live ride from BIKE24. We say thank you, enjoy the night, see you soon.